In just 3 years, Mac Jones went from winning national championships and taking the Patriots to the playoffs to being a perennial backup in Jacksonville behind Trevor Lawrence. Now let's rewind back to Alabama. You all remember the iconic picture with Mac Jones, Tua, and Jalen Hurts. All three of them had their stints of being good in professional football, and all three of them do have their downsides as professional football quarterbacks. We've all heard the Jalen Hurts and Tua story where Tua took over for Jalen Hurts in the national championship game, but we all seem to forget about Mac Jones and his success in college football. Mac Jones didn't really do anything of note in his first 2 years at Bama. He did have a DUI. He did have some time in the blowouts against really bad teams, but can you really blame him? He's behind Tua and Jalen Hurts. So he didn't see his first real action until 2019 when Tua suffered his severe hip injury that some may argue still affects him today. Mac Jones famously filled in the rest of the season, didn't really finish it the way Bama expected it to. He started 4 games, he beat Arkansas and Western Carolina, but the game they needed to win was against Auburn in the Iron Bowl, in which they lost 48-45. He did have a decent game, he threw for 335 yards, 4 touchdowns, but the 2 picks are what killed them in the end. Now for Bama's standards, they did get a participation trophy, winning against Michigan in the Citrus Bowl 35-16. His final season stats: 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 3 picks in 11 games and 4 starts. He showed Nick Saban promise and gave him the starting job for 2020. Now this is the breakout year that everyone remembers. It was the COVID season as well. They played 11 regular season games, all of them in the SEC conference. And to put it in simple terms, Mac Jones lit it up. Mac Jones and Devonta Smith were an absolute dynamic duo, most famously going off against the defending national champion LSU Tigers, where Jones threw 385 yards and 4 touchdowns, en route to their 11-0 finish in the regular season. The playoffs were a cakewalk for the Crimson Tide in 2021. They steamrolled Notre Dame 31-14, and in the national championship game where they famously took care of business against the Ohio State Buckeyes 52-24, and Mac Jones had his most famous performance in his entire career with 5 passing touchdowns. Now I get it, there was some controversy with his performance. Was it the weapons around him? Was it the offensive line blocking for him? Was it the defense holding the Buckeyes to 24 points? Well, my answer to that is you're both right and wrong. Guys like Stetson Bennett have won national championships and not done anything in the NFL, when you got a guy coming up as well in JJ McCarthy who won the national championship game and went in the first round. You gotta judge it by how the quarterback played on film and what he put up in the statistical categories. The guy led the NCAA in passing yards and passing touchdowns. He threw 4,500 yards and 41 touchdowns with just 4 picks. The guy had nearly a 6-to-1 pass TD interception ratio. That's a first round quarterback. Going into the draft, he was being compared to guys like Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, any pocket passer that could stay calm under pressure. Heck, even the national championship the year before with Joe Burrow, he was being compared to him as well. Now Mac Jones still went in the first round, but he did go before guys like Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, and Justin Fields. Only one of those quarterbacks, if you don't count Justin Fields, are still starting quarterbacks in this league. Justin Fields still kind of has an outside chance to start for the Steelers. So Mac Jones goes number 15 to the New England Patriots, taking over for Cam Newton, and before that, obviously, the GOAT, Tom Brady. And in year 1, Patriots fans thought they had the next Tom Brady. When you have a rookie throw for almost 4,000 yards in his first year, it sure looks like you got your franchise quarterback. Looking back at it, it really was a magical year for the Patriots. A 10-7 record, 22 touchdown passes, 13 picks, a year similar to those of rookie Baker Mayfield, rookie Mitchell Trubisky, rookie Justin Herbert, and name all the other great rookie quarterbacks as well. I mean, this Patriots team was routing people, dropping 50 points on multiple occasions, shutting teams out, and dropping 40 burgers left and right. Now, obviously, teams over time saw what Mac Jones could do and what he couldn't do. One of these games was against the Buffalo Bills in heavy wind conditions. They only threw 3 passes in that game. That goes to show you how little they really needed Mac Jones. So after that blowout loss to Buffalo in the playoffs, some critics said, do the Patriots really have something in Mac Jones, or do they just have a glorified game manager carried by his elite defense? Now Mac Jones was already down his offensive coordinator going into 2022, Josh McDaniels taking the job with Las Vegas, but this doesn't necessarily have to bury your season in the grave. They could hire any good offensive play caller. There's a lot of good offensive coordinators out in the league, and I'm sure Bill Belichick will hire a good one. Oh my gosh, they hired Matt Patricia. Well, some said that's probably what ended Mac Jones' career in New England. The mix of Mac Jones playing bad and the coaching staff putting him in horrible positions made this season a throwaway. I mean, the public image of Mac Jones went completely down the toilet this year. He was kicking defenders in the private parts, he was ripping down players and injuring them, he was throwing fits on the sideline about coaching mishaps, and most importantly, he wasn't backing up this childish behavior with good football play. This season was also the beginning of his on and off being benched for Bailey Zappi. The fans and coaching staff really didn't know which one of these horrible quarterbacks was going to be the one for them. Mac Jones finished the season with about 3,000 yards, 14 passing touchdowns, and 11 picks. A really big sophomore slump for Mac Jones. Now, it really didn't get better in 2023. You all saw it. He got benched really early on for Bailey Zappi, on and off. Once again, same story as 2022. He fell off completely off the face of the earth. He somehow had worse stats than he did in 2022. He had 10 passing touchdowns and 12 picks, just under 2,200 passing yards. Now that brings us to today. Mac Jones signs with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and for the first time, he doesn't have one of the stricter head coaches in the game like Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. He's just relaxing, and I think he's pretty content being a Florida man backup quarterback behind Trevor Lawrence, a fellow 2021 draft class alumni. Thanks for watching this video on the Toss the Mic YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We got to do more of these. Check out the shorts, and check out the Instagram, browns.walterpicks.